What's up? VegasTrash here, Trials Rising beta. It's finally here. Okay. There were a few hiccups with the beta on the PS4, but looks like they've been ironed out on my end, which is all that really matters for this review. Is that not accurate? So let's take a look at the game. Okay, I'm going to compare this to Trials Fusion. Been playing this game longer than I care to admit. Forever. Why? I don't know. It's pretty easy. It's one of the best games ever made, right? And this will be the best Trials. This is the best Trials I've ever played. Okay, and I've played Trials for a decade. Easily, hands down. It's not because it's new. It's because it's just better. And I'm going to tell you why it's better. All right. If you don't own this, you should pre-order this game right now. If you've played a Trials game and even smiled playing one, this game will light you up. Okay, whatever that means. Okay, so here we go. Why is it better? Okay, well, for starters, let's start with the bike. Okay, the biggest thing in Trials is physics, right? How dialed are the physics? Well, let's face it, Red Links, they're masters of physics. That's where they stand out. That's why Ubisoft picked them up. You see, that's how that works. Okay, so nice, and that's a contact finish. Great. I mean. Okay, so now here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at this track real fast, okay? So yeah, real fast, the bike. How is the bike different? I'm going to play this one more time, then we're going to actually go and look at the track. All right, here we go. How's the bike better? It's lighter, okay? It's more like the Phoenix. Is that what it was called for Evo? Phoenix? Okay, so for Fusion is the Viper. This is so much more agile, and it has a lot more torque. It's more maneuverable. The back end feels a little bit lighter. Sorry, excuse me, a little more. It feels a little back end heavy, this bike to me. Okay. But it's not. It plays so well on harder tracks. I mean, on the easy ones too, I suppose, but it's very noticeable on the harder tracks. Okay. Tire glitches. I've experienced the only thing I would say I noticed too about a lot of these wood tracks is, there's wood here, these are all separate pieces of wood. So as anybody who speed runs, this would all be smoothed out. So I feel like that isn't great on some uphill sections. I noticed some other pretty solid Trials players playing an extreme track, and I think this wood was used. And if you're trying to go up this, it just does not play well. It doesn't for a speed run. So no, you're not going to go through as a developer perhaps and smooth all these things out, and maybe you wanted to keep some legitimacy to the wood. However, from a speedrun perspective, that wouldn't be the best. Now, that aside, let's look at these tracks. Okay, the bike is better. I don't see how you won't like it. Okay, the tracks are some of the best Trials tracks I've ever seen. Okay, and now I'm not fanboying it up. Believe me, if you know me, I'm anything but a fanboy. Actually, I'd like if I see something that's off, I'll point it out. I don't care who makes the game, whatever. And this is my game anyway. I don't do friggin' reviews on COD or whatever because I can't play the game. So let's go over here to another. This is another great one. That's pretty nice too. I've not played this very much, so I'm gonna stick with this. Okay. There are about 15 tracks in the beta. It's actually a really filled out beta. The fact that glitch happened is actually frustrating, I'm sure, on their end, right? And sometimes you can't do anything about that. You throw something online and now it reacts differently than you thought. And the beta's for 3 days, so now you need to go and work out a bug, and may or may not happen. All right. So let's look at some of these other things in Trials. You have a decal editor. Okay. So what does that mean? It's not that exciting, maybe, but when you go in there, this is such a customized game. I've never seen so many customizable things and cool looking things too. Obviously, you have jackets and rider gear and stuff for bikes. Okay, great. But the decals allow you to really customize any jacket and I'm sure any object in the game, as we've seen. There's no way you're putting a decal editor for just the jacket and the bike and not Track Central. Now they haven't said that yet, but let's be real, okay? We know that there's a decal editor in there, all right? And who knows what else is going on? They're gonna have scalable objects as well. I'm playing the game for a while. Scalable objects, very welcome for creators. Game's going to be launching with 8,000 objects, as we know. Okay? And you have a good, I don't know, couple hundred really good creators in this game. Okay, maybe 100. Okay. And with all these people creating and all these objects, you're going to see a track central like you've never seen. You won't be able to stop playing this game. That's the only reason I would not recommend this game. It's because it's going to be extremely addictive. Let's talk about the scoring now. Okay, let's talk about the little nuances I'm seeing in this game that I've overplayed to death in life. So you can see that bar on the top there. Okay, I'll just leave that screen. Okay, see that overlay came with the gear crate. That's fine. You see that bar on the top left? It continually shows you how close you are to getting that medal you want. Great idea. Okay, it keeps that progression. They've also thrown in riders right around your skill set to keep you pushing, not too far. If you're going against the top rider in the world, it's a joke, right? No, you want to be around in the 20,000th area. Okay, you're going to pick somebody slightly better, and you're going to keep getting better like that. It's a good idea. I like it. Very nice. The look of the game, that's all subjective. The look and the music, let's talk about that. Let's not, because that's just all opinion-based anyways. And the other things I'm saying are not, they're really not even, it's not an opinion, because I played this game so much. Okay. Now, Sir Isaac Newton, I've heard of that guy, understood physics and would therefore have been good at trials. Now, this is where I run into a problem with the game, because Newton was pretty old. Okay, I think he knew something about physics. I don't know. He wrote a book, or I don't know what he did. So anyway, he did something with physics, whatever it is. But he's an old guy, so I don't think he would have been good at trials. Because most old people, you give them a joystick, and it's like their damn kryptonite. I mean, try to get somebody 50 to play video games who's never touched it. There's no way. Okay, so I'll probably, I'm gonna let that one go. Okay, I'm gonna let that one go. Anyway, here we go. Boom. Here's a shortcut here. Yeah, nice. Look at this, dude. Oh, and to execute these things the way they did, it's not easy. I know, I've done it. When you try to make and nothing close to this, that would be funny. But even basic physics things, not what they're doing here. This is pretty complex. At least for me it is. But here we go. Beautiful. The timing is so important, right? The way the physics react, it just dialing in all those things really does take a little time. And they, of course, perfect. That is a really nice looking track right there. Okay, okay. So we have, what else do we have here? Okay, the progression is, I guess, slightly different because now they're instead of challenges, they're giving you contracts. Okay, I feel like the contracts work really well. They don't hinder the game; they add to it. You don't need to search under a wood bin for the challenge. That's why I never did challenges. I don't want to go and find the secret gem, and it's not like doing that stuff. And most casuals are not going to do that, and I'm sure they found that. So now that was actually one of my suggestions. Probably the only one I'm seeing here. No, I'm joking. Actually, a lot of people on the forum made great suggestions, and a lot of them are what we're seeing. And also, this game was made, a lot of the community played a big part in this game, right? So that's why I know it's not a problem. And of course, it's not like if you work at the office, you don't know anything about trials. Okay, that's not it. But sometimes, I think as developers, they try new things. Okay, let me try tricks. Not a bad idea. That was a good one. Actually, I would have probably thought the same thing. But what I always feel like works best is the nuts and bolts, right? Make a really great core game. That's it. That's why Trials became popular to begin with. Nobody cared about the other stuff. But as a developer, you need to put more things in games so people become interested. Look at COD. They add multiple things, right? How many game modes do they have? 17 now? Zombies? Like, what am I playing? Right? Because they add it, because it adds another, more sales for the game. That's it. And we'll take away from, we won't include the campaign. We'll put this mode in now. We'll do blackout, whatever the deal is, right? But Trials, man, what makes Trials awesome is the core gameplay. And they've nailed it. And it seems like they've focused on it, Like just making great tracks, great looking decor. And this game for $25 is insane. It's insane. I might buy it twice or 3 times. Like I did the last one. I think I bought it for a couple buddies. Right? The game is that good. Okay, so moving on over the hill, gang. Look at that. See? That's the other one. You could put things right on your shirt. This guy chose to be green. Okay? Sir Tiki. So these are all people. He's, I think, on my friend list. And those are all times that are around you. Obviously, I need to get better trials. Look at that. I just got smoked. Okay? That's the other thing in this game. You will never get too good in trials. You want a game that has never-ending progression? Here it is. Okay? And the best part about trials is you could play with yourself. I mean, play it by yourself. Okay, or something I enjoy. Okay, so here we go. Pripyat. Okay, we did that. Mile High Club. Now, I wonder if I'll do end with an expert. Okay, that was another one. Let me. This is a nice one here. Okay. If I play this here. Okay, we're gonna close out with this. Okay, I like to keep it brief. Might do a subsequent video. Probably not. It's just the beta. But it's a pretty awesome beta. There's Murillo. I've heard of that guy's name. Okay. It's funny, too, when you play this game for so long, there's so many people that you kind of know that you don't know, you don't even remember their names, and then they come up, you're like, oh, yeah, of course I know the name. Murillo's actually done a lot for the community, too. Really good community game if you ever get in this game. You know, a lot of cool people. Very creative community as well. It's sort of like nothing else, actually. So, is this the best motorcycle game ever? Of course. Of course. The physics alone. I mean, if you look at... it's hard to... You're not going to compare this to a motocross game, but let's go ahead and do that. A lot of those games fail because their physics are just not on. They're not on, right? You look at MX versus ATV, oh, it's a little too springy, a little too arcadey. You look at... what's the Monster Energy Supercross, right? Too clunky, right? This plays extremely well. This plays better than any motorcycle game you will ever play. Serious. It's not because it's because I really like the game. I'm just being factual. The physics in this game smoke other games. It's just what it is. Not taking anything away from those games, but it's just better. And there's nothing wrong with knowing something's better and letting people know about it. That's what I'm doing. All right. So of course, you know, developers not gonna tout their own physics. Even those guys have said that about their physics engine. I remember when they were launching Evo, right? I forget the guy's name now, but so look. I mean, this is it's nice, quite nice. Now the destructible element of this game, I don't know if I mean, it's basically a modified Fusion engine. Okay, that was modified by, I guess, the studio in Kiev. All right, we're gonna do one more track. Let's close it out with an extreme. The other thing too is, you know, when people play this for so long and a new title comes out, they feel like it's too easy, and it's just that you've played this game too long. It's not too easy. Trials has never been too easy. You've gotten too good. So, as far as the level, I think they are. This is dead on. The tracks aren't fluffed. You know, really good drive lines, a lot of depth. Now, let me try to find this. Okay. That's how much I've played this. They have a cool. Is it down here? Or is it? No. Help me, somebody, please. Son of a. Okay. Got it. I tell you what. We're gonna do these last two. Here we go. It's probably like a 20-minute video. Doesn't matter. Okay. So, two more. Let's just take a look at some of the objects. A lot of there are a lot of small details in this game that most people are not going to pick up on right away. They're going to go, it's Trials Fusion. Nope. It's Trials Rising. It's actually completely different. Now, you know, you could make that mistake, obviously, because, you know, a lot of the objects were carried over. But you have maps like this, tracks like this, that are basically all new objects, and that looks great. I mean, I prefer these objects, obviously. All right. Why wouldn't you prefer better looking objects that were created just for this game? Probably texture is probably gonna be better. That part of the track I don't like, but it's because I did it wrong, right? This is great, dude. From Fusion, right? That was in the Rust DLC. These are new objects. Chains are the same. That's the same. Okay. Dude. Yep, there's that old fan. And the drive lines, these are Evo drive lines. They're great. Many ways to run the lines, and they're addictive because they have time savers, goes on and on. You know, the typical Red Links thing, making great tracks. And that's one thing that's been a constant. That's never faltered, right? Because the people they employ are, I guess you would say, talented. Yeah, that'd be the word. Okay, so here we go. And creative. And I really have a high respect for creative people who put things out in the world. This video, yeah, not the most creative thing. But that's okay. The day's not over. The day is not over. I might make a post on Facebook later. So, okay, anyway, moving on. Let's talk about the extreme track, okay? There's one extreme track in the game. How's the difficulty? This looks like one of the easier ones, right? And you really watch somebody new play Trials, and you realize how bad most people are at it, or maybe how bad you were. But some people don't even know how to approach obstacles. Like, they don't even know how to, they don't land their bike properly. So the knowledge base isn't even there to get better. See what I'm saying? So you need to at least have some grasp on physics. You do. Because you will never be good at Trials otherwise. You need to know how, great, I want to land, oh, Jesus. It's like taking your, watch, I'll explain. Okay? I'm explaining a little physics to a second grader. Because I'm sure there are a lot of second graders watching this. See, now this right here, okay? This is where somebody had an issue. I say who it was. Right here. See, his tire wasn't grabbing properly here. This is probably not a custom collision. So, I don't... Maybe it's supposed to be like that? The wood is supposed to grip less? There we go. That wasn't too bad. Okay. And that's a pretty common thing, you know. Okay, here we go. So you see right here, that's how you approach that, okay? So in other words, I want to come off my back tire. You would come down like this, pop up, right? That's it. That was a terrible example of explaining physics. Anyway, I'm just going to keep hitting gas here. Go back to the game. So let's look at this obstacle here, right? You can see they added like a time of day change in here inside, you know, compared to the E3 demo. Looks better. It's actually not... And because this has physics on it, it makes it really challenging to hit this obstacle, right? It doesn't... Okay. That's tricky. Yeah. I don't know if I'd make that solid. I think I would. That's what she said. Okay, so look. Let's keep on moving. Let's get through this track here. Okay, enough of that. So this is another... There we go. See, it doesn't seem like... Maybe the traction is lessened by the back wheel in this one. A little bit. That's a nice little shortcut I did not do. The double bunny hop right there is tricky. And so is this one here. This is something that is going to hurt a lot of people. Right? We all know that's all about the hard brake right there, right? Hard brake. That's it. Anyway, look, I'll be going over that sweet freaking technique in the next video. Never been done before. On this channel. Look, Dick Nixon's channel, VegasTrash. I'm out. Probably going to play more Trials now, but this video is done. All right. Thanks for checking out. You have anything to add, throw it down below. You know, you subscribe or like the video if you watch this whole thing up until now. In fact, if you watched up until now, send me $1. All right. That's it. We're done.